Well, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Funeral Digger here, Torch Gaming, and you all are the infamous Torch Mob. Welcome on a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday evening here in the Northeast. Much to discuss this evening, ladies and gentlemen, much to discuss. I'm going to fire up my fine Aganorsa Anniversario Double Corona, and which is, by the way, in my opinion, that's the best tobacco house, the best cigar house in the world right now. Aganorsa, they're numero uno in my book. Gonna fire up. And we're going to talk about something that I've been harping on, and my apologies, but I took some notes here this evening, and I'm a little better prepared to go on this rant. And before I begin, I want to credit a fellow by the name of Caps Locked, Kapzlocked. The video I'm referencing is interview with largest COD cheat. Actually, it's interview with largest Call of Duty cheat provider is the name of his video. And I want to give credit to him for a fantastic interview. It's about a 23-minute long video, but I can't emphasize enough. Anybody that plays this game and plays this franchise, that's a must-see video. Bad Boy Beeman went on, and he did a commentary on the video as well, and shed some more light on it. But this guy here is where the video emanated from, and I want to give him full credit. And I want to get into what this video discussed. And actually, I'm a little more optimistic today than I was Sunday night when I opined on this same subject and on this same video. I have notes here. I wrote them small. I'm going to have to, glance down or whatever. But I want to let everybody know that the fellow that he interviewed is a huge cheat provider and hacker. The guy's been creating cheats for 10 years, over 10 years. He's been a Call of Duty cheat provider for, he said, a few years, and I'm gonna go 3 to 4 years he's been doing Call of Duty cheats. I want to talk about Call of Duty's cheat provider right now called Ricochet. And as we have all guessed and known, the Ricochet anti-cheat is useless. It's of no use whatsoever. For many reasons of what this gentleman, this cheat provider, went on. First of all, if I'm Microsoft, I find out who this guy is, and I get on the blower, and I call this guy immediately and say, you're hired. And you're going to build a team, and we're going to put an end to all of this. But I'm going to tell you why I don't think that that's going to happen after listening to this video a couple of times and taking notes. And it's a balance here, and I don't know which way this is going to go. It's all going to boil down to money. He goes on to say that what Ricochet does is they try and find the largest cheat providers, and they try and reverse engineer their cheats to block them, which he says is a fool's errand and is impossible. Here's what Ricochet does. They collect data from players on hardware identifiers and information on the running processes and monitors those components of the Windows operating system that are often abused by cheaters. It says the anti-cheat does not, can you read my, there's, it says the anti-cheat does what it can to protect access to gain memory that eludes useful information. So what it does is it does what it can to access the game's memory that includes useful information, player locations. So what it's doing is it's doing the best it can to gain memory that includes useful information and player locations. Ricochet Drivers protects itself and other components of its anti-cheat. And what it does is it targets cheat providers offering kernel-level cheat software. It has server-side components that evaluates available info for COD players and issues shadow bans if necessary for COD players, and issue shadow bans in necessary Call of Duty issues. So in other words, what they're doing is they're using mainly their side servers to issue shadow bans when necessary. And how it does this is, this game issues out trust scores based on, number one, your account's age. So if you have an older account, you have a higher trust score. Your stats, your behavior, heuristics, which I don't know what heuristics even means, and other factors. So that's what this side server does. It relies on the player base to issue reports, and then if a certain amount of reports get hit, depending on how old your account is, your behavior, your stats, whatever, it may or may not issue a shadow ban. So your trust score determines how many reports are necessary for a shadow ban. A new account have a lower trust score by default. So if you have a low trust score, it can result in the middle of a game, you have a kill limit, and then it disconnects. Okay? He goes on to say that Ricochet is a bare anti-cheat. It does not include any flags for DMA cheating, which is the cheating that plugs into your motherboard, but he does say how to fix that. And he does say later on how he would go about. He went through about 7 or 8 different items as to how you could combat the cheating in this game that would be effective. Activision does none of them. So it doesn't include any flags for DMA cheats or what he calls computer vision cheats, which he feels is going to be the cheating of the future, the computer vision cheats. He says they use targeted detections of popular cheat providers, which does no good because he says they can target them, but they're really not effective. He says they use very poor judgment on what cheat providers that they target. He says the way you go about stopping this is you got to keep known cheaters off the game. He says they don't even issue hardware bans. I wish you were listening to this, Shady, but I know you'll watch the VOD. They don't issue a hardware ban until you're banned. You're perma banned twice. You got to be perma banned 2 times. So in other words, if your account gets perma banned, at some point in time they're gonna bring your account back. I don't know when or how long it takes, but you got to be perma banned twice before they hardware ban your computer. He says they focus on server-side shadow bans. And he said the bottom line is with Ricochet Anti-Cheat is it lacks funding, it lacks talent, and it lacks the freedom to actually go after these people. He says here's why this anti-cheat isn't working. We start with the lack of funding. See, Microsoft, this is a public traded company, and they're looking for profits. Anti-cheats don't make any profits. It costs money. So these gaming outfits, whoever owns these studios or whatever, number one, why you have this problem industry-wide is these people don't want to put the money in to fund a team to actually keep these cheaters off the game. So the Ricochet team is lacking funding. That's number one. I knew it always comes down to money. Always comes down to the dollar bills, ladies and gentlemen. Always comes down to those dollar bills. So, they lack funding. It's about the money. They don't want to fund these teams because it would cost, $5, $6, $7, $8, $10 million to fund this team to keep cheaters off the game. Because you're not funding it, they need more talent. They need more experienced talent. Evidently, there's a lot of inexperienced people that are on this Ricochet team, according to this hacker and this cheat provider. And also, they hold them back. They don't want these people. You think about it. Let's say you got 30% of the player base cheating. You go out and you ban 40% of the player base. Now who's going to play the game? But I'll argue, if you start knocking off these cheaters, these other people that are cheating, they'll stop cheating because they want to play the game. So you'll lose some of your player base, but then you're going to pick up a lot more people playing because they know it's a clean game. He says Microsoft's in the way. He thinks Microsoft's in the way, and they're not funding this anti-cheat. He thinks that the people on the Ricochet team are facing a lot of pushback from Microsoft, and Microsoft really isn't giving them the resources that they need to be able to seriously combat the cheating problem that they have in the game. But you're starting to have a lot of prominent people within the Call of Duty community now really, really going off on this and saying how bad this is. And if big enough wheels start squeaking within the Call of Duty community, if the big wheels start to really squeak, we may see Activision finally put some grease to this and maybe do something about it. But this guy's convinced that Activision, Microsoft now owns them, is in the way and not providing them with the funding, not building a team with experienced people and with enough talent and it is also holding them back and not giving them the freedom to actually go after these cheaters. What he says is, and it makes sense to me, for some reason this old fart here pontificating, I must be in a high skill-based bracket. How the hell I ended up there, I don't know, but I'm in a high bracket. I have to be. Because he says that he estimates, he didn't say hundreds of thousands of people are cheating. He estimates it in the tens of thousands. So that could be 80, 90,000 people are actively cheating in this game right now. He said tens of thousands. And he said the way it's broken down is the people that are going to be really subjected to these cheaters are the people in the high skill brackets. He says they will not put these cheaters in lower bracket lobbies because they're protecting them. And what he more or less says, and this makes total sense, is that Call of Duty is catering to the casual player base. And if you find yourself in the casual skill bracket, you're going to have fun playing this game. If you're like me, and you're in the upper bracket, and I have to be, people see my lobbies every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday night of what I'm subjected to on here, then you would see that I'm up against Jesus. I know these guys are cheating. Many of them. And he goes on to say that there are 4 ways to cheat on console. Now, the good part about that is there's no way that you could be on the console only and cheat. That you have to have a computer and then you download the cheat and you use your secondary computer as a means to cheat while you're playing a game, and you know you can. He says that the cheating on a console is very limited. There's not many. However, he says that's going to change. That you're going to see a huge cheating faction enter the console market very soon. He said right now they're not, but all of the ways to cheat now are through computers or web pages and browsers to get your radar hacks and all that and whatnot to be able to cheat that way. You can use third-party hardware, but they're banning that. On Xbox, you can't do it. And on PlayStation, I don't know how much you're allowed to do on there. They say they disabled that. I don't know for how long. I heard they worked around it. I don't know if that's an ongoing issue. But there are 4 ways to cheat on consoles, but no real way like you can on a PC. Now, how he said you could do away with these hardware cheats is that there's a TPM, it's called the TPM on your motherboard. And this TPM on your motherboard can be turned on. And he simply says all Activision, Microsoft need to do is force every computer player to turn the TPM on their motherboard. And that will make all of these hardware cheats identifiable. He goes on to say there are other means that when you identify a cheater, you need to permanently ban this guy or this girl, whoever, and get them off of the game for good. And that was more or less his take. He goes on to list many different ways to stop the cheaters. To be honest with me and with you, I'm honest with myself. Much of this talk is over my head. I understood it, but for me to repeat it and try and adequately explain this to you is impossible. I can tell you once again, go check out his video. He's caps locked. It's KAPS KAPZ like zebra, LOCKED, all one word, KAPZ LOCKED. The name of this video is Interview with Largest Call of Duty Cheat Provider. It's about a 23-minute video, and it's well worth your time. I watched the video 3-4 times today. I had to make a run to New Jersey, and that's like an hour and a half for me, and I watched that video 3 times or 4 times on my way back and forth to New Jersey and back to my office, and it was well worth it. And I tried to watch it again tonight before I went on the air, and I wrote some notes down, and there is hope. And this guy indicated the only thing he said you couldn't stop, he said if they go to a hardware cheat where you use 2 computers, he says that's going to not be detectable because they're going to run the cheats on the one computer, and the computer you're gaming on will be your second computer, and it'll be impossible to pick it up. But who the hell is going to go through the price of investing in 2 computers and go through all that aggravation and hassle? I see I'm on an ad break here, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. But who's going to go through the expense of 2 computers and all that I just don't see that happening. And as he said, he has several ways to do this. And if you start banning these people and perma-banning the known cheaters that you can catch, that's going to go a long way to stopping all this. So it's just a matter of, does Microsoft have the stomach to want to stop this? I don't know. It's going to be a financial thing, and I'm going to tell you right now, how it's going to weigh out with them, because they're a corporation. They're out to make money, and they are going to weigh this out and say, well, is it worth the $10 million? Because they can do it. This guy already said Microsoft has the means to shut this down, because they could go after and sue the cheap providers if they want to. He had like 7 or 8 steps that they could all do. All of it's doable, and that this would severely knock off all of this shenanigans. It's just a matter of, are they going to lose more money than they're going to gain by hiring a real anti-cheat team to create the anti-cheat, give them the freedom to start banning people, perma-banning people right away? Do they have the stomach for this? That's the only question at hand, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to come down to money, one way or the other. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know how this is going to go. I know, I hope and pray. I will pray daily. It will be part of my daily prayer regimen to beg the Lord for Microsoft to see this the right way and to combat this. He says there are games that are doing it. He singled out Valorant. He said Valorant's anti-cheat is the best one out there. He said Rainbow Six Siege is trying to do the same, and so we'll see. I have hope, but my hope, as I said, and I've been repeating myself, it really boils down to Microsoft. Do they want this or don't they? And I don't know. I don't know if they do or if they don't. It's going to boil down to money. Here's Greenie. I hope you were listening to what I was saying there, Greenie. Regarding what this good to see you. Say hi to the fart jar girl for me. I hope she had good sales today. But I'm going to repeat this for you, Greeny, as far as what this guy said. This cheat provider, his name is Zebler, 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 and he owns the largest cheat provider in Call of Duty right now. And this fellow, I want you to watch this video, Greeny. A guy like you will understand this. Caps Locked is the guy's name, Kapzlocked. The name of the video, he put it out 3 days ago. Interview with largest COD cheat provider. This guy, in a nutshell, said that Ricochet needs more funding, more talent, and more freedom. And that Microsoft is actually in the way, and that the reason why there isn't a great anti-cheat within this game is it's going to cost between $8 to $10 million to put a team together, and they're going to have to give them the freedom to ban people, and they don't know if you know, out of the tens of thousands of cheaters, and he says there's tens of thousands of cheaters that are on there that they can, you know, that they could put an end to this more or less. He also said that there's 4 ways to cheat on console now. They're all have to do with you have a separate computer while you're on console, and you run your cheats through your browser. And he says you're going to see more and more people doing that. Now, from your technical standpoint, he said the first thing you would do is there's a TPM on your motherboard, he says, whatever a TPM is. And if you turn that on, spoofers won't work, and an anti-cheat will be able to go into your motherboard and see if you're running any hardware cheats. And that all they need to do is force anybody that wants to play Call of Duty. The only way is to force them to turn the TPM on their motherboard. But he goes on and he lists 7 or 8 ways to combat this. He talked about a cheat called, where is it now? I had notes here. DNA cheats, and also something called a computer vision cheat. And he said the computer vision cheat is going to be the cheat of the future. And this guy goes into details. It's a 24-minute video. Greeny, please watch it. And I'm gonna DM you my cell phone number. Greeny, tell Shady to give you my cell phone number, and I'm gonna have you call me. Please, I want to talk to you about this. Because this has me. This is in my craw. But anyway, he goes on to discuss how they could stop this, and that this is very viable to stop. And he said that they don't. He says that they're really disinterested. They're disinterested. The Ricochet team. And he doesn't know if Microsoft's in the way. He says Microsoft's in the way. And he goes on to say that they could stop this. That the only thing that they can't stop, he went on to say at the end, was that if you run a two CPU rig, if you got a 2 PC rig, and you put your cheats on one PC and play on your other and connect them, that there's nothing that any cheat can do to catch you cheating if you're running 2 PCs. Because you run your cheats on one PC while the anti-cheat's checking out the PC you're gaming on, and there's nothing they can do. But how many people are going to rig up 2 PCs that are playing these games? Not many. And, you know, if you go to LAN events or whatever, you're on a single PC and they create, you could actually make sure that the competitive side of this is legit. And he's estimating tens of thousands of people. Now, tens of thousands could be 10,000 up to 99,999 people are cheating. I don't know. But one's one too many as far as I'm concerned. But he went on to explain how it works, what's going on, and it was a fascinating video. Once again, I'm going to give you the title of this video. It's Caps Locked. K-A-P-Z like zebra, L-O-C-K-E-D. Caps, K-A-P-Z, locked. All one word. The name of the video is Interview with Largest Call of Duty Cheat Provider. He popped this video out 3 days ago. And I watched it 4 times today, and then I watched it again before I went on the air to try and take notes. I didn't get through the whole video because there's just so much detail in there, and I don't want to bastardize this guy's video. I don't want to bastardize this guy's video because it was so well done, and everybody that plays this game needs to watch that video. Because it's in depth. This guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about, and I don't think this guy's full of shit. And his name was Zebler, Z-E-B-L-E-E-R. Greenie, please watch that video and come in here and opine on this through the chat with me. You and Shady, I also gave that video to Shady to watch as well. I know he's busy with school and the kids and stuff. But between you two guys, these are computer geniuses. You can dissect this down and know what the hell is going on and be able to better explain this to the rank and file or even email me. I'll give out my email. I don't care. I probably ought not to. Get my email from Shady Greenier or call me and I'll give it to you, so we can communicate. I need to get to know you anyway, and there's many things in my brain between you and Shady and me I need to discuss. But anyway, that's for another time. Now on to this skill-based matchmaking nonsense. I'm telling you, they're listening to us with AI. Sunday night, I was playing on my Xbox. And I'm not delusional, I'm not senile, I am not losing my brain, I don't have Alzheimer's, I don't have dementia. I'm still quite with it, thanks be to God. For how much longer, only he knows. But for the moment, the present, I know what the hell is going on. Thursday night, last Thursday night streaming, I had a real rough night. I swear to God, if I didn't commit to playing till 11 o'clock, I would have quit at 9 o'clock already. It was not enjoyable on my Xbox. So the next Saturday night before I went on Sunday, I come up, I played on my gaming PC over here. The lobbies I was in was absolutely a dream come true, fantastic. I'm running double positive, triple positive. I had one game I went absolutely berserk and went like 60-4. These lobbies went on all night long till I quit. I didn't want to quit. I played all the way up. I played from 7 to 11, just the times I streamed. So finally, Shady, my producer, says to me, I see it, I believe you, I'm a believer. He says he doesn't understand why this happens. I don't understand why. I don't understand this shit. It's the same thing on my computer at the office. I get in the lobbies there. I'm dropping 2 VTOLs a match. Every other match, I've got a swarm going on. I'm going crazy. I get on this Xbox. It's absolutely inconceivable. On my 2 computers, my lobbies are all console people. I'm the only CPU playing every now and then. Every now and then, maybe 1 out of 10 games, I'll get a computer player on with me, and maybe once out of I might get a keyboard and mouse player on a computer against me. One. When I turn this Xbox on and I play, there's no explanation for this. It's the same internet, hardwired into the same router back here. CPU's over here, equidistant, about 3 feet away on either side. I can touch my Xbox over here. I can touch my CPU over here. There's no rhyme or reason for this in this gaming room, in this studio. There's no rhyme nor reason for this shit. I'll get on this Xbox and every lobby is the same. 4 Xbox players, 8 CPU players. Out of the 8 CPU players, 4 will have a mouse and keyboard. I don't understand it. Why? Same account, by the way. It's Torch Digger. Same account. I'm not changing accounts. I'm not trying to play any games here. So, Tuesday evening, a funny thing happened. I start talking because I'm so frustrated, and now it's like 10 o'clock. I forgot how many, because I time-stamped it in the stream. Maybe, let me put it up here. I gave it to Shady in the Discord because all of a sudden, I'm starting to go crazy. Where was I in the Discord? I'm trying to see how many hours in. 2.5 hours into the stream. So, about 9:30, quarter of 10, let's say. I'm so aggravated and disgusted that I say out loud, I don't know what, I can't take this anymore. You know, I'm going to maybe do something else, play offline or go into a, I was at my wit's end. And I don't know what the hell happened. But for the last hour and a half of the stream, it was just like I was playing on my gaming PC. VTOLs aplenty. Swarms every other game. I'm throwing out big numbers. I'm 1 or 2 in the lobby. All of a sudden, after I said, man, I'm getting off of this fucking thing. I can't, oh, sorry. Well, I'm getting better. I went 40 minutes before. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to clean this up. But anyway, I'm not crazy. And I'm trying to figure out what is triggering this, or if they really are, like these people are saying, really are controlling your experience in this game. If that really is real, are we really playing this game, or is this game playing us? I'm beginning to get a tinfoil hat on my head, because there is no explanation for this. I'm asking people that have knowledge of computers. Right. So I guess I'm saying I'm frustrated, I'm ready to get off, so all of a sudden, it throws me in, and maybe you're right, man. They had to be listening to me, because I said, I can't take this anymore. I can't do it. All of a sudden, I stopped. I went to the home screen for a while. I started shooting the shit for a few minutes. I really didn't know what to do. I backed out. I restarted the game. I said, man, maybe if I do that, you get to the point you don't know what to do. But I'm not nuts. And it's all on tape. You guys can go back and look at the VODs. You can see the lobbies that I'm in. I'm not going crazy here. It's all right there. And I don't know, but I've come to this conclusion. There's a lot of nefarious shit going on with this game. And this guy, this cheat provider went on to mention that they have cheats where not only do you have aimbot, but you can't be shot. That your bullets will deflect off of you or whatever. He called it something else. There's so much going on with all of this that you really, it's tough to wrap your mind around all of this. And you know, I love this game. You all know this. I wouldn't be wasting, I wouldn't be spending my evenings here. I got money. There's a lot of shit I could be doing rather than dumping 40 grand into a gaming setup and sitting here playing Call of Duty 3 nights a week talking to you folks. I mean, if I didn't love the game and I didn't care, and this really bothers me. And I wonder what kind of sick son of a bitch creates something like this. And you're going to tell me that if you just created a good game and put an anti-cheat out there that kept the game clean, and you wouldn't have more players. I don't believe that this system brings more players in or is more profitable. I'm a businessman myself. I employ people. I'm a professional guy. You have a hard time convincing me. I don't give a shit how good the AI is, how good your algorithm. You got a real hard time convincing me that this is a more profitable setup than if you played this straight, took away the anti-cheat, brought back the lobbies like we did back in 2009 and 2007 and 8. And you're gonna have a hard time convincing me that this is a better way. I don't believe it. I just don't. But something's going on. I'm not nuts. I've got a body of work here now, months of gameplay. Months. My only regret is, and I wish I could do this, and I don't want to get Shady pissed off at me, I wish there was a way that I could connect on my screen and be able to tape gameplay on my Xbox from this very setup here. From right here. One machine 3 feet this way, one machine 3 feet this way. And show you folks in real time on tape the difference in lobbies. Same account, same guy playing. If they got AI, then they do. They got AI listening to you, chatting game. They're watching every move you make. They're telling, supposedly, if your Activision account is linked to any other accounts, whether it be your Facebook account or your Twitter account or X or whatever they call that now, or your Discord account, any of your media, any of your social media, that they have the ability to go in and check your social media accounts as well and monitor it. So I believe this. I don't have any doubt in my mind if they're going through the lengths that they're going through to control your experience in this game. I have no doubt that they're doing that. I don't think this is crazy talk. I just don't believe it at all. I am 100% convinced that is what's going on here. And I don't doubt for a minute that they heard me going off on stream that I can't take this anymore. And I said that on Sunday, and I said that the previous Thursday as well. So 2 streams in a row, I'm playing it. By the way, I used to play this game every night. Now I only play it when I stream. I played it Saturday night on my CPU just to see if I'm crazy. And no, this CPU and my CPU at my office, the same experience. But not the same experience as is on my Xbox. And what makes me even question it even more is the fact that I can't disable crossplay on my Xbox. Won't let me. and it was sort of scary because I was at my wit's end, and they hear me, this AI and stuff, and just like that, I go 17-1 in a game of Rust, throw up a swarm and throw up a VTOL and a swarm and go 17-1. Mind you, the swarm went up at the end of the game, or it would have been far different. And then the next game was even better. The next game, I'm typing the Shady in between, because they disbanded the lobby, so I got a minute to Discord and text him on Discord and give him timestamps for gameplay for videos. By the way, I'm going to do a shameless plug. Torch Gaming on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, 380 subs hit yesterday. That's 280 subs since the beginning of this year, since New Year's Day. I hit 100 subs New Year's Eve right before midnight. And we have 280 subs as I'm talking now. And that's 280 subs this year, and I'm grateful to all of you. But check out the videos, and you'll see what I mean on the vids. But Shady's so I timestamped it for him to create some vids, and I'm sure those VODs he'll put on videos either tomorrow or whatever. I know he has a schedule, and I don't ask much. I just do what he tells me. What he says goes. I don't get involved in that. He knows what he's doing, and I'm very pleased. But something's going on, and nobody knows the answer. And I can't believe that their skill-based matchmaking is that precise that it knows if I'm on my Xbox or my CPU, and it gives me games accordingly. Yeah, EOMM, engagement optimized matchmaking. Yep, you're correct, Greeny. That is correct. Greeny just brought out a very cogent point. This is why I really love when he's in here and Shady's in here, and these two guys, because these guys, they're experts. I have 1,000% confidence in both of these guys' computer skills and their intellect when it comes to all of this stuff. All right? He is correct, and I'm wrong. And I always admit when I'm wrong. It's a fool's errand not to. You're only kidding yourself. So Greeny correctly in the chat says, yes, skill-based matchmaking, now they call it engagement optimized matchmaking. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to manipulate your experience. All right? So again, as I mentioned prior, are we playing the game or is the game playing us? And I'm really beginning to think that this is all an illusion. That they're toying with us. They know through our voice chat, whatever, when we're about ready to fucking throw, pardon my language, since I'm getting irritated. When they know you're about to fire your controller through your monitor. So they say, we're going to give this poor son of a gun a break, and we're going to give him a couple of cupcake lobbies to placate him so he sticks around and he plays a little bit longer. But I'm convinced of it. Now, how in the name of the Lord I got placed into the upper echelon of players in this EOMM algorithm that they have, ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea how I got up there. All I know is on that Xbox over there, I'm in the upper level lobbies. And according to this cheat provider, that they put those folks in only against the best players. And that's why I'm subjected to all of these hackers and cheaters. Now, I'm curious tonight, when I'm done here rambling, which will be another 10, 15 minutes, what kind of lobbies they put me in tonight. Because when I ended play Tuesday night, I haven't been on since, haven't played since. I'm curious to see what the level of player I'm up against tonight on this EOMM, engagement optimized matchmaking. Thank you, Greenie. I'm going to make a cue card and I'm going to paste that up here so that I no longer refer to their algorithm other than EOMM, engagement optimized matchmaking. And thank you. Again, that's my man Greenie in here, and a great friend of the channel, a man that I respect very, very highly. Him and Shady. Correct. Greenie makes another cogent point. It's all about increasing player retention. And he's again making another cogent point, because it does the opposite for many. Me, I'm one. I can't take it. I go for so long, and I'm getting older now. I'm not going to end up throwing myself into a stroke or a heart attack playing this game. And I'm sure there's a lot of folks that said enough is enough, and they just got the hell out of here. They gave up. They said no more. And they went off to play other games. And I'm going to repeat myself again, and I know I'm repeating myself. I think David Von der Haar is on to something. His new project isn't going to have multiplayer mode. You're going to go in with your friends, and you're going to go in, and it's going to be an objective-based game where you're going to either, like a campaign, or you're going to try and do missions, and it's going to be an objective-based game, and you're going to try and conquer different things or reach different levels or whatever. And I think it's all going to be, and you're going to be playing, I'm assuming, against AI. And frankly, I think he's on to something, and I'm going to try that game when it comes out. Of course, Call of Duty got some good news. It appears X-Defiant is going to be delayed, and I don't know for how long. Maybe they never release that game. I don't know. Also, word came out that Zampella's project, he's in charge of the new Battlefield game, that has faced delays and whatnot. They had some setbacks. So Ruben's game, X-Defiant, has had a little bit of difficulty, and now it looks like Vince Zampella's game has had a little bit of difficulty. So it looks like Call of Duty's going to get a reprieve here for a little while at least. But again, you have to ask yourself, what the devil is going on here? And I don't know. And I remember when the last good game that I really, really enjoyed was World War II. And my God, you're going back to 2017 now for World War II. Hard to believe it how the years go by. But I was ranked on Xbox as high as 32 in the world on that game. I can't tell you how much gameplay I played, but I enjoyed it. I played that game every minute I could because it was fun. I'm not going to lie to you. And it pains me. And I'm a Call of Duty channel. I'm trying to grow a channel here. The lobbies I'm in and the bracket that I'm in, skill-based wise, EOMM, my engagement optimized. Well, I'll tell you right now, they ain't optimizing my engagements because I ain't having fun. And it's getting to the point where my engagements are so unpleasant that I'm almost ready to not to I'm looking for an alternative to this game to stream and to play because I'm not having a good time. And I've been playing this game since COD 4. It's really been the only game I've been playing. A little bit of Halo here and there, but this has been my game since COD 4. And if they think that they're making me happy or optimizing my engagements with this game, you need to get a different algorithm there, fellas, ladies, because this ain't it. And I'm sure I ain't the only one. You think I'm 61 years old. You think I want to be, here he is. Jersey, good to see you, my friend. One of my favorites just entered the lobby, folks. My man Jersey, who's most hated. He ain't most hated. He's most loved. Jersey, welcome, my friend. You brighten my stream every time you log in. I'm really looking forward to you and me getting on here and playing some Call of Duty. I'm good. I just pontificated about Activision and the anti-cheat with Ricochet and all that, and went in the thing. But I'm doing well. I'm doing much better now that you're here. Be honest with you. It's always good to see. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything's good over at the Transit, New Jersey. I hope you got them all under control. I figured. Yeah, you're going to get into your busy season. The weather here in the Northeast is going to get better, and that's going to bring them all out. I'm sure you're busy. But this engagement optimized matchmaking is doing nothing for me. Oh, it's awesome. What a day it was. It was the best day of the year. And tomorrow's going to be nicer. Thanks be to God. Tomorrow and Thursday is supposed to be beautiful, even better than today. I hope. But this isn't optimizing my engagements. I can't bear, it's all I can do to play this game. But like I said, it was like somebody flipped a switch Sunday night around 9:45, and all of a sudden my lobbies were fantastic. I can't wait to see what tonight brings. But I can tell you the only reason why I keep playing these nights is because I promise you all I'm staying on till 11 o'clock and I keep playing. But these matchmaking, it's just terrible. Same account, just whether I'm on a computer or an Xbox. And they do not let you block crossplay on the Xbox, which explains a lot to me. So they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. It's purposeful. I'm going to change screens here real quick. I've done enough yapping about this EOMM, the engagement optimized matchmaking, and the lack of anti-cheat, and what's going on, and why this game isn't what it should be. We got 15 hours to go for the Dune Rule of Fate event, and I want to just show you guys what you're playing for. You could get an Emperor's Arrival sticker. I think that was like 15th. I don't know what the XP are because I already did the event, but the total event's 293,750 XP. Nope, they haven't addressed that issue with crossplay. No, they haven't. It's still the same, and it's done purposefully. It's done on purpose. So you play on a console, you can't dip out and only play against Xbox player. Yep, it is unbelievable. I've been ranting about this every evening from 7 to 8 o'clock for the last 3 weeks on this channel, Jersey. You tune in at 7 p.m., you can hear me rant about this stuff. I just ranted before you popped in all about the cheats and what's going on there. I saw a wonderful video. I'm going to tell you a video to watch. If you want to get educated on this, it's a YouTube video, Jersey. I highly suggest it. It's a 23-minute video, but it's worth your 23 minutes. It's by a guy named Caps Locked, K-A-P-Z Locked, L-O-C-K-E-D, all one word. Caps, spelled K-A-P-Z, Locked, L-O-C-K-E-D. The video is called Interview with Largest Call of Duty Cheat Provider. He put the video out 3 days ago. Check that video out. Caps Locked, K-A-P-Z, Locked, all one word. Interview with Largest Call of Duty Cheat Provider. Best 23 minutes you're going to ever watch regarding Call of Duty, Ricochet anti-cheat, and the cheating that's going on within this game. And if you're a long-time player, and are in their upper skill base, which I am. I don't know how I got placed there, but I am. If you're in that algorithm and you hit that top, then you're going to be exposed to many, many, many cheaters. And this is all set up. They want to protect the casual player. So if you've been playing the game a long time and reached a certain skill level, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer. And trust me, I've been suffering because I'm in that level, and every lobby you'd think I was playing in the Call of Duty League Grand Finals. You would think I was in a Grand Finals on the main stage on a Sunday night, you know, at 8:30, playing against Hydra, you know, and Sib and my man Caesar Skies Bueno and Kismet. It's unbelievable. Oh yeah. I thank all you guys for being here and spending time with me. I appreciate all of you. You guys have been here since the beginning. I can't say enough and thank you, all of you, enough. I just try and provide the best content, be as informative as I can for all of you so that you at least get a little something out of spending an evening with me. But yeah, and it's getting worse. It's not getting better. And I don't have the answers. And I certainly can't explain this engagement optimized, this engagement optimized matchmaking, because they sure as hell ain't optimizing my engagements. And I can't deal with it no more. Thanks for the hype there, Greenie. I appreciate you, brother, but I can't deal with it no more. And it was remarkable because Sunday night, I was at my wit's end. I backed out. I said, I can't do this anymore. And I don't know, their AI must have been listening to me, because then I got put in wonderful lobbies. All of a sudden, I was frying. The first 2 hours or whatever I was playing, I'm lucky to get a freaking kill. And so anyway, but here's what we're playing for now, and this ends in about 15 hours, guys. But you can still do it. It's 293,000 XP, just throwing some double XP tokens. You get an Emperor's Arrival weapon sticker. You get a double XP token for 30 minutes. And again, this blows my mind. Why don't you just give it an hour of double XP? You get the Oceans of Sand weapon sticker. You get a 45-minute double XP token. You get the Ceremony's Blade weapon charm, an Imperial Tent weapon sticker, the House Carino emblem, the Calculus of Power calling card. You get a double Battle Pass XP token, and then you get the Full Shields weapon camo, which let me show you what that is real quickly here, guys. So at least you can see it. That's a terrible, they give you a terrible look at it, but here it is. This is it. It's an animated camo. It's not the best camo, but you know what? It's free content that you can earn. And you know what? I'm happy they're doing these things this season, but this is a good look at it. I'm up as close as I can get to show it to you. But that's called Anguish. It's called the Anguish camo, and it's pretty nice. By the way, that's the new, that's the BP-50 assault rifle. Let me show you the new gun. This is the new SOA Subverter that you got to do. I'll show you what you have to do for that momentarily. It is, yeah, it's a nice camo, free. You got to get 290 some. Well, let me back out. I'll go back to it for you, Jersey, so you know what the devil you're doing. You got about 15 hours to do it. But you need 293,750 XP, which you can do in a couple, 3 hours, putting on double XP tokens. And then the next event is going to be an XP event as well, and that's this Warhammer event. Starts in 16 hours, and I really don't know what all that's going to entail, but that's going to be the next event starting tomorrow. Let me move into the challenges. Again, I harp on this every stream as well. And what I want to show is, if I can, this Rotten Inferno camo, which to me, this is the most beautiful camo in the game. And I'm going to make damn sure I get all 8 weeks of these challenges done. You do all 8 weeks, every weekly challenge, there's 8 of them. You're going to get this camo. And I'm biased, I understand. I know I'm biased. This is Torch Gaming. All right, I'm Torch Digger, Funeral Digger. All right. You all are the beloved Torch mob. It's fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. You know I'm about to go on the air when you hear come on, baby, light my fire. This camo is literally fire. And I love it, and I can tell you, once I earn this camo will remain the camo that I play as long as I can play it. Because that camo is fantastic. And I love it. That is the best looking camo in the game. And to get this camo, I will show you. You need to do every weekly challenge, which you should be doing anyway. I'm going to emphasize this again, that these weekly challenges are important because these aftermarket parts are always OP. Always. And each one of these kits are OP. Season 1, that's OP. That's the Jack Rim, the Jack Limb Ripper. That's for the MCW. That goes in the underbarrel. It turns it into it's a chainsaw. This one here is for the longbow. It gives you like it turns your longbow sniper into like an LMG. Whereas I showed you the Limb Ripper. This one here is for the haymaker. This gives you a 60-round drum on the haymaker and turns it into a kill. They already nerfed this aftermarket part twice, and it's still OP and the best gun in the game, really. This is the Jack Glassless Optic. You can equip this, and this gives you no idle sway and really limits the recoil on your gun. And then the week 5, this is what you had to do to get the new gun that's in season 5 or season 2 Reloaded. This is for that SOA Subverter battle rifle. I don't know what week 6 releases tomorrow. We'll see what week 6 is. And you got to do all 8 weeks to get this camo, which is the best camo in the game. It really is. It's the best camo in the game. Here it is once again. And it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It really is. But that's the camo. I do all the auto tracks on all the weeklies because that to me, I want to make sure I get these weekly challenges done. Especially this season because I want that camo. So I've gone 5 weeks. I believe you guys can go back into the week 1, 2, 3, 4. But I suggest you guys go and do all of these challenges. It's well worth it because this camo is. Don't worry, Jersey. You can go by. You can do it. You can do it. You really can. Just get in at night and only concentrate on doing these challenges. You can do them. You can do them. Believe me, you can do them. I have faith in you. You can do them. But these are the weeklies, and I can tell you, they're all of these aftermarket parts that have been coming out lately have all been OP. And then there's another one in the Battle Pass. This is the new weapon as well. They released 2 weapons this season. The SOA Subverter and this, the Soul Render, which is a sword. I'll show you into that sector of the Battle Pass. And you have to do challenges. There's a throwing knife, and that'll get you the Jack Burnout aftermarket part. And that's for an LMG, and that turns the LMG into a beast. It's OP as all hell too. There's a Bone Dome emblem That's another one. You got to get melee kills. You get an hour double XP token. That's a frag grenade. You got to get 15 frag grenade or Semtex kills. There's a grave robber skin, which is really good looking as well. It won't let me preview that one, but this camo is not animated like the other one is, but it's still a nice looking camo. See, there's 2 camos they released this season. And then, of course, the last one is you got to get crouch melee kills, 10 of them. So there's not a lot. You don't have to do a lot of kills to get this done. And that'll get you this Soul Render sword, which is a melee weapon. And that's really all the content that's out. Obviously, let me go to the events again. Tomorrow, the Warhammer event starts. The Warhammer 40,000 event. It's called For the Emperor. And that's going to be strictly an XP event as well. I don't know how many. It's a 2-week event. So I'm going to say you're probably going to need to get anywhere between 600 million XP to do that event. And really, ladies and gentlemen, that's all of the commentary I'm going to give you for this evening. I'm going to take a brief break. Give me 5 minutes. I'm going to come back and yeah, that's my character. That's a new skin that came out. I don't even remember what that skin is. Who it even is, I don't remember. I just equipped the. Yep, that's my new skin, and that's with the new gun, and it has on the new camo as well. But this is what's going on. This is the news of the day. I highly suggest you guys check that video out, and we'll see what kind of lobbies they pop me in tonight.